Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm here with another process video, and these are the two photos I'm scrapbooking. I'm working with a kit that I made from the counterfeit kit website, and the kit was a copy of a Hip Kit Club from I think December, I think. Anyway, so I think this is my fourth layout or so. And I'd kind of pulled these supplies before I started recording, just I was playing around and seeing what direction I wanted to go. So I kind of had some of these figured out where I wanted them. And basically they're just two scraps of paper and one of the cut apart cards, and a couple of the tags. And I'm just layering them underneath the two photos. And the background paper is from Amy Tan, from Stitched, and then I think the floral paper is also from Stitched, and then the polka dot paper is a scrap from one of the Heidi Swapp September Sky papers, if I remember right, I think. And then the cut apart is from Heidi Swapp as well. The tags are actually old Amy Tan tags, and I put them in the kit as a replacement for some I think jelly bean tags maybe that they had. I didn't have those on hand, so I used up these craft tags from past Amy Tan line. So anyway, so here I'm just kind of adhering everything down. I kind of knew that this is how I wanted it. And the Adventure wood veneer there, I believe is also from Heidi Swapp September Skies. And that just fit this layout perfectly. So that will be the title of the layout. I'm not very creative with my titles, as you guys can tell. I have a lot of letter stickers, although I don't buy them that often, but I have a ton of them, and I hardly use them because I always just try to use like a lame title that's already on a card or a die cut or something. So I'm not real I've always hated titles for some reason. I've always had a hard time with them. So I just keep it pretty simple. So let's see here. I was just getting adhesive on that wood veneer. And so now I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to do, how I want to continue to embellish, and just reinforcing some of my adhesive. And I'm really trying to stick to my kit, so I really don't have a whole lot to choose from. I have these stickers here, these puffy stickers, and I think decided that some of those, and I don't think I'd used any of them yet, fit really well with the theme of the page. So I do end up using that high five. I just use it in a different place. So anyway, I just decided to start kind of layering some of them around the page, and so I have those. I have some wood veneers. I have some rub-ons, and some die cuts, and then like maybe a fourth of that Dear Lizzie gold thicker sheet with like the words spelled out. So I don't have a ton of product to choose from, and and I have some clips as well. I'm sorry. But it's okay. It turns out fine, and I always prove to myself I don't need as much product as I think that I do. So I also have a stitching sheet and a stamp set too, and I didn't use either of those on this page, but I have used them on the prior pages. So anyway, I decided I want to do a little bit of embellishing in this little corner here. And so I wanted to get that darker, like pink color there. And I kind of fiddle with this section for a little bit. I decided to put a third tag in there, and just to kind of have that, that odd number of tags and odd number of sections that I embellish, as far as like kind of trying to make sure that the colors show up in each section. So I have that heart die cut that then kind of is triangular with the scrap of paper, and then the Love Right Now card, and I just find that helps balance the page a little bit. So I think I decided to do a third tag, and then I kind of take a little while figuring out how I want to, if I want to put the tag sideways or keep it vertical, or how I want to do that. So I kind of fiddle with this for a little bit. This layout's a little different for me as far as the background. I don't do dark backgrounds very often. I actually rarely do dark backgrounds, but this one paper had a very playful feel to it. And since I was scrapbooking pictures from a theme park, I thought that felt right. And, but yeah, definitely is, different for me. That's for sure. I'm usually a white cardstock or a lighter, more subtle pattern. And then I layer crazy patterns together, but usually I try to keep that background fairly simple, but this one was a little crazier. I like how it looks. It just looks fun. And then the florals mixed in with that. I really like that contrast because it's two girls and they're dressed really pretty and they're cute and girly. And I thought that was a nice contrast to have those patterns together. They kind of went with the storyline as far as the story was about how they kind of got to do some things on their own and how that was kind of an adventure for them. But yeah, at the same time, they're two little girls, and so we kind of always stayed close by and kept our eye on them. And anyway, it was just kind of a fun, and how they were girls and cousins, and they had such a fun day together, hanging out. So anyway, let's see, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, so I got that little section figured out, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the holes in the tags. There's these little buttons on the sticker sheet, and I decided just to plug those in. That worked out perfect. I usually like to have something more like twine or ribbon or something that kind of adds some extra dimension, but since I didn't have any of that on my table, or sometimes I'll use like washi and I'll fold it in half and do that, but this just worked out. They were there, and I wanted to use up the supplies I had on the table, so that worked out perfect. So here I really want to use this white camera clip because I thought it was just cute, and I kind of just try to figure out what part of the page I want it on, if I want to have multiple of them, if I just want to put one on there, and then if I'm just going to have one on there, where does it work to be by itself and not look out of place. And so I do end up putting it actually in the middle there, where the two photos intersect. And I have to kind of work a little bit to get that glued down, because once I think I bent it a little bit, I didn't want to lay flat. But I really like how that looks there. I'm just trying to decide if I want more clips or if that's the only one I want. And I decided that's the one I want, so I fiddle with it here a little bit to get it glued down. So I decided to journal. I know it's not very exciting to watch, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to write. I end up journaling a little bit on that very top tag by the Lucky sticker there. I end up journaling on there a little bit more, just like I end up having journaling on the journaling block, and then also on all three tags. And so I kind of have a triangular journaling component too. So like on one of them, I just put the place and the date, and then And I don't know about you guys, but I don't do specific dates. Like, I don't stress about that. I just put summer of 2014. That's good enough for me. Like, I don't need dates. I can always pull the picture up if I absolutely need to see it, to see when I printed the photo. Or I think actually it prints on there the day I took it. But I just don't worry about that. If I get the general time frame right, I'm all good with that. Or even like the general month. Like, I'll usually do like June 2014 or something. I won't do specific dates unless the specific date's really important. But generally it's not. So, and then on the very top tag, I end up just putting like a general thing about the two girls being together, and then on the journaling block, and then that bottom tag is like just kind of more about like the photos themselves, like that this is them at Elitch's going on rides on their own, and how that was a big deal, and even though we checked up on them and stuff. So I'm just writing some more. Okay, then I kind of feel like I just need something else, and so I grabbed the rub-ons, but then I realized that any rub-on space I have is that dark pattern paper, so that's not going to work. And so I just kind of flip through or filter through my the Heidi Swap acrylic embellishments, and I find some of the fun just words that I thought fit the layout very well. And so I decided to end up going with 3 of those and stick one in each little embellishment section. And really like how that looked. That hello is a different blue than what's in the layout, but it is a blue that's in my daughter's shirt, and so that worked out really nicely. And even that orangey isn't really in the papers. I mean, it kind of goes with like that darker yellow that's in the floral paper, but it works it ends up, I think, just flowing just fine with the rest of the colors. It doesn't look out of place. I think because the floral paper has that peach, that dark peach, and that yellow all together, and that orange is almost kind of like a combo of those colors, or kind of fits in the hue of them. And so I think that worked out just fine. So the one where it says today, one where it says pretty, and one where it says hello, and I just end up scattering them throughout the layouts, and just like the dimension and just the interest that it adds, just that clear aspect they have to them, made them, they're layered on there, but it doesn't make the page look really any busier. It just adds kind of just a feminine, pretty addition to the page. So it's a very soft embellishment because of the fact that it's clear. So here I'm adhering that last one there, and I think I'm done. Like I said, I journal on the top tag even after I take the photos. So there ends up being writing up there. I think I know what I do. I do add, I got my Mr. Huey's opaque white glimmer mist. I decided I wanted some mist, and the only mist that's really going to show up is that white. And so I just do some splattering here around the layout just to add some splatters of paint. And I haven't used this in a while, and I didn't realize I'm almost out. I just actually happened to get another bottle of it in a order it was like combined with a group of Mr. Huey Miss. And so I'm thankful for that because I didn't realize how low I was on it. And I really like it because it shows up really good on color background. So that is a layout, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll be back soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.